told you you are struggling in nursing school simply because of this one thing, this one very thing that is causing your grades to be below the passing score. Hide and seek till I found you, oh, I found you, oh, I found you, yeah, you. Hey nurse besties, it's your girl Dominica, aka Nurse Nakia. I'm back with a new video. If you're new here, my name is Dominica. I go by Nurse Nakia here on YouTube, and on my channel, we talk all things nursing. If that is something you may be interested in, click the subscribe button down below and join the natural nurse community. Hey girl, hey everybody, and welcome or welcome back. So in today's video, y'all, we are going to be talking about, well, let me just say this. In this series, y'all, we're doing a new series. It is called the Nursing School Glow Up series. And if you're serious about graduating and passing nursing school this year in 2026, or even if your graduation is next year in 2027, you need to be starting now. Start now. I'm going to help you and teach you and show you how to maneuver through this nursing school program because it's already hard enough. Okay, so if you feeling stuck, if you feeling stagnant, if you feeling like you giving it all you got and you still not exceeding, you still not getting the scores that you want or the passing scores that you deserve, it isn't because nursing school isn't for you. It isn't because you're dumb. It isn't because you're in the wrong field. It isn't because you need to rethink your life. It has nothing to do with none of that. What if I told you you are struggling in nursing school simply because of this one thing, this one very thing that is causing your grades to be below the passing score? Very simple. You are struggling in nursing school, guys, because you are studying wrong. But that's where I come in. So today I'm breaking down how the top nursing students always succeed. I'm breaking down how they study and how they are passing these exams effortlessly. So if that's for you, let's get to it. Okay, y'all, so this is where it actually gets good. Okay, nursing students study the same way that they study for prereqs. Wrong. Nursing students study the same way they study for general college classes or when you were in high school. No. This is nursing school and the ball game is completely different. Nursing students are rewriting notes, they're rewriting PowerPoints, they're going over lectures over and over again on screen, and it becomes repetitive because I know you guys want to remember and drill it in your mind. But again, this is nursing school and that does not always work. And then you go sit down for the exam and think to yourself like, dang, I ain't never seen these questions before, or I studied for hours and hours and none of the material was on there. I know because it happened to me. I was that student. I was that girl. I've been in your place. I know how it feels. Terrible. Okay, so now we established that nursing school hit different and we got to study differently. I'm going to give it to you real raw and authentic as possible because that's what we do on this channel. So in this nursing school glow up series, because I want everybody to graduate at the appointed time because baby, we getting up out of there. I'm going to get y'all in, I'm going to get y'all out. But it starts here, okay? So here's the truth that nobody really tell you early on in the program. Like if I had knew this information, maybe my program would have went a lot smoother than what it actually did. So here's what no one actually says out loud anyway. Nursing school exams are not testing what you know. Let me break it down to you. Nursing school exams, friends, they are testing how you think. Please keep this in mind. This is an important keynote. They are testing how you think. Baby, listen, you can memorize a whole chapter and still fail. You can write out 1001 flashcards and still fail. I'm not saying that this doesn't work for some people, but most of the time you're studying wrong. Because when you rereading a chapter, you are not understanding prioritization. You're not understanding the safety. You're not understanding application. You're not understanding how to actually answer a question. And now they're doing they're trying to test us and prepare us for NCLEX. So they're going to be giving NCLEX style questions most of the time, hopefully, because that's the end goal, is to pass NCLEX, right? Right. So if you think about it, friend, okay, if you think about it, that's why studying longer does not fix the problem. You can study for hours and hours and hours and still not be processing the information at a rate that a nursing student should be processing information. I hope I didn't confuse y'all. Just stay with me. The study strategy glow up. So this is what I want y'all to do for now on. Step 1, start with y'all practice questions. I know y'all heard that a million times and you're going to hear it again. This is how the system goes. Start with your practice questions. And here's why. Top nursing students don't wait till the end to do practice questions. They getting the ball rolling. While you over there reading your chapter 1,000 times and going over that lecture that the teacher then gave you 1,000 times, they doing practice questions. They learning how to process the information. They learning how to answer the question in any way, shape, or form that could be presented to them on the exam. They already one step ahead. So don't wait till the end to do your practice questions. Okay, friends, so you're going to have your question, right? Then you're going to have your answer. And then you're going to have your rationale. Okay, so whether you got the question right or wrong, we still want to tap into the rationale. Which brings me to my next point. Look at me putting up 4. Step number 2. I was going to say step number 2. But step number 2, y'all. You want to study from that rationale. When you get a question wrong, don't just rush past it. Okay, it's so much information that is loaded in that rationale that will make your head spin. And I'm going to give y'all a prime example. When I was studying for NCLEX, I used boot camp NCLEX to help me study. And when you answering the questions, they give you your rationale, but also they give you a little cheat sheet at the bottom too, though. This is my little NCLEX binder, y'all. I had did a video on this. My little NCLEX binder. But I just want to show y'all what it looks like. I just want to show y'all what it looked like when you actually go through a rationale in detail, especially when you're using something like boot camp. So the rationales is basically just additional information on a certain disease or a certain subject, certain topic. So we're going to use neurodevelopment disorders. Okay, so this is ADHD and autism, right? So you going to get whatever the disease process is, whatever the subject is. But when you go into the rationale, it just gives you why the answer is right and why the answer is wrong. Sometimes they may have answers to other questions like interventions and medications that you need to be using or not using. It's just a lot of information that's loaded inside of a rationale that you wouldn't want to miss. Okay, that could be an answer to a different question. So just keep that in mind. I just wanted to show y'all this for an example because, like I said, when I was studying for my NCLEX, I'll get a question, I'll type on a rationale, and I get a feedback on so much other stuff. And later on down the road, when I get another question, guess what? I know the answer based off the rationale that I read from question number 1, because sometimes it all ties together. So you don't know what you're missing if you just skip over those rationales. I know it's time consuming and ain't nobody trying to do all that, and we don't want to read all this additional information, but don't look at it like that. Look at it like you got one shot. Okay, you got one shot to be the best you can be. You don't get to go back and retest. You don't get to go back and do a redo. If you score low on that exam, guess what? That's your score. You earned it. But if you score high on the exam, guess what? That's your score and you earned it. So you need to make sure that you are investigating all pieces of information and material that is provided onto you. And I'm talking about in those rationales. The lectures, they good. Reading the chapters, they're good. But sometimes it doesn't give you the meat and potatoes that you need to pass the exam, sadly. Keep that in mind. So I'm trying to give it to y'all so that y'all can understand, so you can have that nursing school glow up that I'm telling y'all about. That's where the real studying begins. That's where the magic happens. That's when you get in your word. I said word. When I'm reading my Bible, I get in my word. But when you're reading when you're going through your lectures and when you're reading your chapters, going through them rationales will help you really get into the material and really help you study and have a strong foundation. It starts there, believe it or not. I'm not saying don't use your other strategies and don't use other study techniques, but this one needs to be incorporated into that. Doing them practice questions and going over them rationales needs to be, you hear me? It's a must. It must be incorporated into your study routine. If not, you're gonna miss so much valuable information. You leaving points on the table, girl, and we're not trying to do that. We need all the points we can get, all right? So moving on to step number 3. Step number 3, y'all. You want to think in systems, not random facts. Am I yelling at y'all? I don't want to yell at y'all. I just want to I'm so passionate about it because I really want you guys to get it, understand it, pass your exams, get through nursing school, and get up out of there because we need y'all in the field, okay? So with that being said, y'all, study in systems, not random facts. So for example, you got your disease. What's wrong? You got your signs and symptoms. What will I see? I think signs and symptoms is one that you can actually memorize because it's a lot of those per disease process. There's no other way to do that. You kind of got to memorize those signs and symptoms, okay? And then you got your nursing actions. What will I do? And then you have complications. Where did I go wrong? Or where did anything go wrong? Okay? Because it's a complication. And with all that being said, you're thinking in a whole system, not just random facts, because that's where you go wrong. And the point of all of that is to basically train NCLEX style thinking, because you got to think at the end of the day, what are we doing? We're trying to pass our exam so we can get through nursing school and sit for NCLEX. That's the icing on the cake. That's when your career starts. That's when you get to live the abundant life of a nurse, right? Right. So again, start early and train your mind to think like you are taking an NCLEX exam. It's only going to help you. It can't hurt you. Okay, step number 4. This is really good because sometimes we forget this and it's really important, y'all. Step number 4, do short, focused study sessions. I cannot say this enough. You will be surprised how many people I have ran into in nursing school and, my LPN program, my RN program, even my CNA program, who all think that studying for hours and hours and hours on hand is a great idea. So that they can say, I studied for 7 hours, I studied for 10 hours, I studied for da-da-da-da. It doesn't matter because guess what? That's not productive. And it won't get you the passing score that you are looking for. So instead, I want you to do this and start studying for 45 to 60 minutes in increments, like in block periods. And once you do your 45 to 60 minutes, take a break. Y'all gotta know. Focused studying beats exhausting every time. If you are exhausted, if you have mental overload, information overload, you're not retaining the information at the rate that you think you should or that you believe that you are. You are not. I know it sounds good. I know it sounds productive. You did 7 hours of studying. I'm here to tell you that is not. Break the habit now while you can. So, a win is a win. This is something you can start doing today. This is something, if you don't take anything else from this video, do me a favor and start here today. Start doing some practice questions, y'all. Maybe let's do maybe 10 to 15 so we don't do overload. 10 to 15 practice questions today, y'all. Go over your rationales. Go over why your answer was right and why your answer was wrong, but actually write it down, y'all. Don't just look at it and skip to the next one. Try to write it down and indulge in what you're taking in, the information that you're taking in. Like really get in there, do a deep dive, get in there good, okay? And when you sit to take your exam, refer back to those questions and see how that little bit of information could catapult you into a passing exam or a passing score. Okay, so if you are going over, I don't know, UTIs, cardiovascular system, just try to do 20 NCLEX style questions on that system or on that disease or on that subject. Go in hard on those rationales. Actually write it out, color code your notes, and see how that information will change your thinking on the next exam, instead of just only reading books or only doing flashcards or only just watching a YouTube video on that topic. Not saying that those things don't work, because I'm sure that they will, but you need to incorporate this into your study routine if you want to see your score increase. And now right here, let me be clear on what you need to stop doing. Okay, what you need to stop doing to increase your scores. Stop rewriting your notes 1,000 times. You're wasting time. Stop rewriting your notes word for word for word. You need to put it in layman's terms, in a way that you can understand, in a way that you can process. Okay, so it doesn't need to be word from word. We got that out the textbook. It doesn't need to be word from word. We got that on the lecture board. Sum it up, numb it down to the point where you can understand it, or maybe put it to a point where a 10-year-old can understand the information. It's that simple. Stop highlighting everything in your book. Like I said before, I seen this one girl who had a whole paragraph highlighted. What are we doing? What are we doing? I know at the time she might have thought that that was a good idea, because, oh, all of this is loaded. All of this is good information. I need to know all of it. Yeah, maybe. But then again, what are the chances they're going to have that whole paragraph on that one page on your test? 9 out of 10 is not going to happen. So you need to learn how to go in there and pull out, get rid of the fluff, and just keep what's most important. Or even keep the information that you see is being pushed out over and over and over again, whether you see it in a YouTube video, you heard it in lecture, that type of thing. Maybe, yeah, that's probably informative. You probably want to keep that part of the information. And last but not least, stop studying and not testing yourself when you're done. Because what are we doing? You can read, you can take your notes, all of the good stuff, like I said, if it helps. But if you are not testing the knowledge that you just received, what are you doing? How do you know you processed it? How do you know you understand what's going on? How do you know how to apply that information to the exam? You don't. So you need to be testing yourself after each, I don't want to say after each chapter, but maybe after each system. Maybe when we are in nursing school, we probably do like 7, 8, 9 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 chapters at a time. But my point is, test yourself on the systems after you finish each one. So to sum all of that up, guys, this was your study strategy glow up. Okay, in the next video, we are going to be learning study material, what you actually need, what you don't actually need, and how to organize everything without feeling overwhelmed, okay? Because I've been there too. I've been there before. So do me a favor. If you are 100% committed to this nursing school glow up journey, drop glow up in the comment section below. If you stay for the entire video, I love you guys. You're gonna do awesome. In Jesus' name, we all gonna pass. We all gonna succeed. You guys are all gonna walk the stage and pass your NCLEX in a very, very, very short time, okay? Until next time, bye.